Alright guys, so here we are, last autocross of the year. It is just a tad bit nipply outside. When I woke up this morning it was 32 degrees. It was supposed to be in the 20s, but I guess it warmed up a little bit since like 6 o'clock. But nevertheless, I'm here, and I didn't really think that I was gonna actually be here doing the last one because last week when I was coming home from filming out at Oktoberfest, I took a little side detour, went down the Cow U, and then from there I was coming home and I went to pass some lady on a back road. And when I did that, after I passed and started slowing down, my car started making all kinds of weird noises, and it was from the back. It was like just this whining kind of thing, and I thought like maybe it's the transmission, the rear differential, something like that. Well, you know, after I drove it around for a week and I had to get to work and I just took it real easy, the noise wasn't like terribly bad. It wasn't like don't drive me, but it was definitely like there's something wrong here. So it ended up being the fuel pump. So with 118,000 miles, that needed to be changed out eventually. So I got that changed out and now I'm here. And as of like 24 hours yesterday, it was still like not working. So my buddy Josh, thanks Josh, got me his STI fuel pump, and I put that in yesterday afternoon and made sure everything was good to go. Went to the North Shore meet last night and everything worked fine. So I've been running the Access Port data logger on the car on the way here, and everything looks good. So it's getting enough fuel and I should be good for today. So that brings us to today. Today is the last autocross. Obviously it's mid-October, it's cold, it's rainy a little bit. It was actually snowing whenever I got up, no joke, snowing. And between that and not even thinking that I'd be here, you know what I mean? I was kind of getting like real down on it, not because, you know, it's autocross, whatever, you know, it's not a big deal. But if you don't know kind of what's been going on in my life in the past year, last November, December wasn't just such a great time for me. So when I was getting everything back on track in my life, and you know, friends were coming out of the woodwork and just kind of figuring out what I was going to do for this year, one of the things that I told myself was I was going to get back in touch with the things that I love to do. You know, like I love cars, I love racing, I love going to meets, I love working on cars, like all those type of things. And for a while there, for like 3 years, you know, I kind of got out of it a little bit. Like I did autocross here and there. I definitely didn't go to all of them. And you know, it was just kind of lackadaisical, kind of going through life and not really being on my purpose, not really like doing what I wanted to do. And I really wanted to get back to those roots. And even more so, kind of get more into those things that I like to do. So I decided at the beginning of the year that I was going to go to every single autocross, no matter what, at least at North Park and any other ones I could fit in, but I was definitely going all the ones at North Park. I went out and I bought a set of really expensive tires, and they've held up pretty good. And you know, I just did a couple mods to kind of like make my car a little bit more like track worthy, I guess you could say. Because that was something I really wanted to do. And I religiously have done every single autocross, and I even went to a Steel Cities one, and I've just learned so much about like my car and just had a whole lot of fun. Like this is just what I do, and like I don't really apologize for that. Like I just don't care. This is just what I do in life. Everyone has their thing, you know, maybe you're an artist, maybe you like singing, maybe you like playing the guitar, you know, I don't know. I mean, what if you run your own business, whatever. But for me, this is what I do. So, and I think just as like a dude, as a man, and even girls too, you know, females, if whatever you have to do in life, I think as people, you have to like stick to that, whatever your calling is, I guess, you know, like, and this is just my thing. Like, it's not just autocross, but like, you know, that's a small little section of this. You know, if it's racing, cars, helping people, like, that's just what I do. So, I was actually kind of down that I wasn't going to get to do the last race here because I made like a personal commitment, like, that I was going to do no matter what to do this. And I thought it was like when it was the fuel pump kind of going out, like, I didn't know if it was the fuel pump, maybe it was like a CV joint or like, you know, something with the transmission or something. Like, you could even ask my friend Chelsea, like, I told her I was going to race no matter what. Like, if that sound was still there, I was still going to push it. Like, that's how committed I was to it. And if something broke, like catastrophically or whatever, like I was ready to accept that basically to kind of do this, as dumb as that sounds. But just from where I was and like what was going on, like I had to make those commitments and I was gonna stick to them either way. So luckily I don't have to do that, so now I'm here. So I guess the final part of this little intro or outro, I don't even know where I'm gonna put it in the video or if it's gonna be a separate video. But I just wanna kinda thank like all the people that kinda helped me get here. You know, in terms of like helping with the car and just kind of a little motivation type of thing. But you know, Chelsea and Steve, you guys have been like pushing me a little bit. And definitely thank you to Josh for getting me that fuel pump, because honestly without that I would not be here today. Couple other little shout outs, Chris Carlisle, you know, thanks for all the shit that you do at North Park. It's cool, you know, and with the videos and everything, getting a little promotion there, that's really cool. Everyone else that helps out there. One other shout out, definitely, one time I can remember that really helped me specifically in autocross here is I went to Steel Cities, which is totally different than this, and my friend Alex, who actually just started working for UPMC, which is where I work at, he really helped. I sat in his car, and after I sat in his car and saw the line he was taking and how he was pushing his car and all that, that like helped me tremendously, and definitely from that day and then even now, like I just kind of remember like, okay, well how did he do it a little bit, you know, like, because he was a little better than me, I guess you could say, and that definitely really helped me out. So thank you, Alex. Who else? Definitely all the people that were kind of at the beginning of the year, like Joe and all you guys like that were coming to North Park, especially that first part of the season. So thank you guys. And I want to thank two little shops. More Performance, definitely for getting my STI update on. I think it was like before the season started, but I really needed to get that cat out of there. And JS Auto Designs, which is run by Jake, which now he kind of merged with More Performance, which was like news this past week. Didn't know that was coming. But thanks for getting some parts and just kind of helping out. Like, did a detail on the car and I got me some parts, turbo inlet and stuff like that. That definitely needed the car to be like more reliable for autocross. So thank you too. So yeah, that's it. And there's like probably plenty of countless other people that I probably should be like, hey, what's up? You know, give you a little shout out. But we got to keep the video a little bit short. But so thanks everybody for, you know, sticking around me when I was like kind of in that depressed mode at the beginning of the year a little bit, but everything's a lot better now, a lot better now, and I wouldn't do it any other differently. Like, it's cool. So that's it. That's all I want to say. It's time to do some racing now. This is probably going to be a separate video since it's like 8 minutes long at this point. So yeah, let's do this. See you guys later.